Welcome to 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us for a little NBA basketball. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the Dallas Mavericks up against Paul Pierce and the Boston Celtics. And now out to Boston with Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg.
Home of the Celtics is sold out and noisy inside here in Boston. It's the defending NBA champion Dallas Mavericks taking on the Boston Celtics. Very excited to bring you this edition of our NBA broadcast here on 2K Sports. Clark, Doris, and Steve are with me. This is Kevin Harlan, and welcome to our broadcast of the NBA. And here are the Mavericks starting five, courtesy of State Farm. Marion and Dirk make up the forwards. Carter is out there with Jason Kidd, and it's Odom in at the 5 spot. And for the Celtics, Rondo and Allen make up the backcourt. Pierce and KG at the 3 and the 4. And it's O'Neal in at the 5 down low. Blocked. And the Mavericks with possession. Three-pointer, Kidd. That is good. Kidd's got the first basket of the game for the Mavs.
You know, guys, I'm pretty sure when everybody else leaves the gym and goes home, Dirk Nowitzki just sneaks back into the gym and kind of hangs out at that foul line area. He's so comfortable at the elbow and at that high post area. He just shoots right over the top of everybody. It looks like a layup for him.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Doc Rivers. They'll be up against a very smart team on the offensive end, and he knows they'll have to be on top of their game to keep up with them on that end of the floor. Coach said that he emphasized communication on defense as they'll need to be on the same page to get the stops necessary. Guys, let's see if they can do it.
Great stuff, Doris. Thanks. It sounds like, Clark, the most important number for them today is opposing shooting percentage.
Well, one of the best ways, Kevin, to contain a dangerous shooter is to keep the ball out of his hands. Deny him the ball, and deny has to be what the focus is.
Steve? Well, the key is if you're going to deny, then you've got to anticipate the rotations. And so as long as they're schooled in the game plan tonight, and they understand what they're trying to accomplish, they can be aggressive and deny and then go ahead and make the rotations from there.
Getting back to what Steve said about Dirk, with his height, Clark, that elbow shot is virtually impossible to guard.
We call it ATM time. Because when he gets it there, nobody can bother it. And he also can go by you. He's unorthodox, but he can still, because you have to respect that shot, he has the option to drive as well, but these are remarkable. Remarkable shooter.
From about 19 feet, here's Pierce. That's good on the assist by Rondo. Pierce has got 5 points so far. And good on the basket. Book it.
So many things that this guy can do with the ball.
Marion gets the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. Kristich, he's checked in for Boston. Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Garnett. He's covered by Kidd. Goes up. A stupendous finish in traffic.
Similarities between Rivers the coach and Doc Rivers the player. I mean, he had the height to play shooting guard, but was the most valuable running the show as the point guard.
Well, with the defense recovering into the lane, you've got a wide open shooter at the three-point line.
Here's Kristich. And it's Boston with another. Great point, Clark, on Rivers. You know, the teams that he has coached, Orlando and Boston, really embody him. Steve, they all play smart, tough defensively, well coached up and down.
Yeah, it is interesting how teams kind of take on their coach's personality, and that's definitely been the case with Boston and Doc Rivers. As a player, he was tough, he was smart, he was competitive, and it sure shows in the way his Boston teams have played the last few years.
Rondo passes to Pierce. Sean Marion covering. Pierce kicks to Allen. Wide open. And again, it's Boston converting.
Smart. He's just using his size advantage to get his shot off.
And a sweet stroke, too, you might add. Boy, the Celtics have always enjoyed a really tough home court advantage, and No different last season. 33-8 were the Celtics in Boston.
Fades. And again, Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 12 in the game. And here comes Rondo. So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
You got to keep everybody on the same page. They need to get their heads together. That's the goal.
Well, the Celtics have so much history here in Boston. These fans have so much Steve to be proud of.
One of my favorite places to play in a game and to broadcast a game. The fans are so knowledgeable, so much history with this franchise. They've won so many titles, been so many great players through the years, and just a fantastic place to watch a basketball game.
1:24 left to play in the first quarter. Right side, Rondo. Guarded now by Jason Terry.
Well, I thought Rondo played well for the Celtics in their postseason run last spring. I thought he picked up and elevated his production from the regular season and had a pretty strong playoff run.
The free throw drops for Rondo. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Mavericks trailing. And West backs in. Over Rondo. Again, the Mavericks score. Yeah, and back to Rondo. Clark actually upped his scoring totals during the playoffs from about 10 points, a contest to 14. First round against the Knicks, 19 and 12. Terrific. And then I'm sure you remember the gruesome dislocation of the left elbow.
That was hard to watch.
And what guts to come back and play in that series.
Yeah, he's a tough little hombre.
Steve, you had to appreciate that performance.
Oh, boy, he was really something to watch, Kevin. With that injury to continue. In that series against Miami, you could tell he was hurting, but he still brought it every night, and he gave a great performance given what he was going through.
That's good for Nowitzki on the assist by Terry. 14 points for Nowitzki.
And that makes 6 out of 7 shooting the ball here, so he is off to a blazing start.
West against Rondo. Here's Green. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got his 4th assist in this one. West against Rondo. Another 3 for Dallas.
Now they get those 3 points back in a hurry, don't they?
Yeah, they sure did. Didn't take them long at all to respond.
Stolen by Terry. Makes the lead pass. So they take the lead. West has got 7.
Easy finish there.
Defense was helpless.
And here we go with Rajon Rondo. Over Nowitzki. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Green. 6 points for Rajon Rondo. It's Terry outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Tie game in Boston. And we'll be back in just a moment. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter.
You know, guys, Dallas kind of gets slept on in terms of playoff action because they've been so disappointed in recent years, but they worked hard all season, and the hard work has its reward.
Great perspective. So with Nowitzki sitting on the bench, here's who Rick Carlisle's going with. Terry is out there with Delonte West, then it's Peja Stojakovic, and there's Haywood, and it's Odom in at the power forward position. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Oh, guys, Rajon Rondo, a true point guard. Doc Rivers said he has such good control and command on what we're trying to run. He knows what I'm looking for, and he has the ability to find it. Teammate Jermaine O'Neal, he talks guys through plays even during a game. You don't find young point guards with that kind of command. He's the kind of player who can hurt a defense without taking a shot. He has a chance to be one of the all-time great point guards. He looks like he's been in the league 15 years already. For a late first-round pick, guys, the youngster of this Big Four in Boston more than holds his own.
Confidence, composure, focus, he's got him. Doris, thank you so much.
And, you know, there were questions early on as to whether he was ready to take the helm of a team with all these greats, but he certainly answered in the affirmative.
Too open that time. Made it look too easy. Allen's got 6 here in this quarter. Clark back to Dallas. They weren't really talked about as a contender, and some even had them losing to Portland in the first round. Then, Steve, that Los Angeles upset, that sweep got everybody's attention.
Sure did. They took the first 2 games in L.A., then they blew out the Lakers in Game 4 to finish off the sweep. Just an incredible series, and I think that was the series that was the springboard for Dallas into the finals and past the Miami Heat. When they beat the Lakers, Dallas knew they could win the whole thing.
Here's Garnett. Lamar Odom picking up that last basket. Count that one.
The finger roll finish. A little finesse for you, folks.
Allen against Terry. Feeds to Odom. West outside. And there's the 3-second violation. Some changes for Boston. Chris Ditchy's checked in for O'Neal. Pierce comes in for Jeff Green. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Carlos Arroyo. Then for the Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Haywood. Marion comes in for Peja Stojakovic. And it's Carter in for Jason Terry. West against Rondo. Garnett against Nowitzki. 6 to shoot. Here's Pierce. Sticks it from 17 feet. Pierce has got 7 points in the game.
Look at how they've been scoring the basketball, and it's really fun to watch them because all the baskets are coming off assists.
Well, keep that in mind. I mean, they're a much more efficient team when they make that extra pass. When they get in trouble, it's when they're taking quick shots.
I tell you what, right now that mid-range jumper serving them well.
Yes, it is, guys. That's 6 of their last 10 points coming from that mid-range area.
You know, looking at Vince Carter in his prime, I thought he was one of the greatest scorers and dunkers in the league. Maybe top 5 in both categories, but now at 34 years old, he's grounded a bit.
Mavericks trailed by 3. Fires for 3. Gets it to go. West has got 6 points in the quarter. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Now a timeout called by Boston. I'm talking about Vince Carter, not one to ever make excuses, but you heard through the grapevine, Steve, that his knees are starting to be a problem for him.
Well, Clark mentioned his age. I mean, that's just the reality of playing in this league, particularly somebody like Vince Carter, who's a high flyer. You think about all that impact on his joints and his knees and his ankles. It takes its toll. I mean, you know, his days as a superstar are behind him, but Carter still with the ability to be an effective player out there. That's the way to do it. Really nice ball movement there.
And Nowitzki backs in. Count it. Nowitzki's got 16.
I think their only hope now, Clark, is to slow him down with a double team.
Well, they got to stop the bleeding, put the tourniquet on, and he's been tough to play straight up.
Well, we all know Rajon Rondo is among the fastest players in the NBA, but he's really the only Celtic who wants to get out and run. This is more of a half-court team. In fact, Boston finished in the bottom 10 in the league in fast break plays.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hey, Kevin. Well, one of the keys to the Mavs' title was their ability to turn the corner and doing so on the defensive end of the floor. They identified it as a problem from the year before and worked on it consistently from the opening practice. As Coach Rick Carlisle said, I think our guys realize that hard, consistent defense and staying with a system is the most important part of our success. Defense wins championships, guys.
Thank you, Doris. That change indeed helped lead them to a title.
The Mavs have always been a great offensive team, but really the difference for them last year was how they turned it up on the defensive end.
And then Carter with the dunk.
I tell you what, I bet that's the best assist we're going to see tonight.
Well, he laid it up there, Steve, a pass where only his teammate could get it.
Perfect timing. I mean, but that's what you need to make that kind of a connection.
And Steve, you're talking about the Celtics and their slower pace, bottom 10 in fast break points. Clark, I guess that's often the case for more veteran teams. They don't want to get into a trap.
Yeah, I think they've got to be more efficient in terms of how they massage offensive possessions. I mean, you look at Rondo, who is an absolute burner, but the rest of the starting unit probably better suited to a half-court game. And it'll be interesting seeing how the Celtics go forward because Rondo moving into his prime and obviously more effective in an up-and-down game. Will the Celtics acquiesce to who he is and what his best type of game is as they go forward?
Here's Kidd. Deflected. It's stolen by Bass. Back here in just a moment here in Boston.
Welcome to the HP Halftime Report.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Here's Kidd. Rondo, Allen, and Pierce with the perimeter. Kevin Garnett and Jermaine O'Neal at the 4 and 5. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. Got that one up quick. Pierce has got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Celtics.
I thought Kevin Garnett really bounced back last season.
And he puts it down with authority. Spike slam cam for another angle. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire. Both these teams really fighting hard here. This is an impressive matchup.
Yeah, not much separation able to be created either way, and I really marvel at the effort being expended by both of these teams.
The Mavericks leading.
You know, you look at the stops in Carlisle's coaching career, guys. I mean, almost every year he's good for 50-plus wins, no matter who he's coaching, but never able to get the team all the way to the top until last season. You can't help but be happy for him.
Hot start for this club coming out of halftime. That's 3 in a row now.
Rondo dishes to Pierce. Guarded by Odom. It's Allen on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. And again, it's Boston converting.
Well, back to Rick Carlisle for a moment. You know, it's funny because he had trouble finishing off strong seasons just like the Mavs, but they were able to accomplish their goals when they got together and brought home the title to Dallas. And the pace has really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, it's been a battle.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
I think Coach saw a couple of things he wanted to correct. You got to make sure everyone's following the game plan.
Peja Stojakovic, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Allen. He's got 13, and they call goaltender. They'll give him a bucket.
But you like the execution there, springing their man open and getting him the easy hoop.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And once again, the Mavs were a terrific road team last year, winning 28 games and losing 13 away from Dallas.
Here's Nowitzki. Rebound, Boston.
Finally a miss, but still 4 for 5 shooting to start this third quarter.
It's one-on-one. Marion, guarded by O'Neal. Pierce against Stojakovic. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Allen.
You know, his head was on the swivel that time, and he was able to anticipate that pass.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Paul Pierce playing very well. He has 15 points. The 9 of his points have come from the three-point line.
Clark, he's got a very confident stroke going right now.
Making a switch here are the Celtics. Green's checked in. You know, Clark, you always don't think of them that way, but the Mavs have been a great team on the road for quite some time.
You know, you do overlook that, Kevin, until you look at the numbers. I mean, I'm not sure why it is, but they consistently are at the top of the NBA in road wins year to year. Even closed out their first-round playoff win last year on the road. That's always impressive.
Garnett backing down. Releases. Oh, yes, the turnaround. Garnett's got 6 points.
You know, you can give a defender a lot of trouble if you're consistent with that turnaround jumper. It's almost impossible to block.
Nowitzki working against Garnett. Fade away. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist by Kidd. Kidd's got his 5th assist in this one.
Looking at Kidd, I mean, he's never been really a big contributor offensively via his field goal percentage. But last year it was even worse than normal. Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
Good. 6 points for Marion.
He's been key for this team's offense, the way he's distributed the ball.
Yeah, you know, the offense is just moving through him, Steve. No doubt.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Rondo. Nowitzki with the steal. He feeds it to Carter. He couldn't stay in bounds, and that's going to be a turnover. Yeah, and the numbers on Kidd, you're right, Clark. Shot around 36% from the floor, which, you know, Steve, just isn't going to cut it.
Yeah, except that Jason Kidd is a guy whose game revolves around everything else. You know, he doesn't have to make shots to be effective. You know, 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. You know, the way he defends and chases down loose balls and rebounds. Jason Kidd, regardless of how he shoots, is going to be a great player.
Here's Bradley. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, the Celtics played pretty well against the Western Conference a year ago. They went 19-11 in their 30 games versus the West. Not bad.
He hits the second from the line. Well, Steve, you look at what the record for the Celtics was against the West. You mentioned 19-11. Clark, how do you think they match up with the best of the Western Conference?
Well, you look at the best teams in the West, Kevin. I mean, there's great size pretty much across those front lines out west. The Celtics actually got a little smaller last season when they traded Kendrick Perkins away, so that center position remains a question mark when you compare the Celtics to the teams out in the Western Conference.
Good on the second free throw.
You know, the Mavericks did a really good job against the East, and you have to be strong out of conference if you're going to grab the number 3 seed in the West.
They're in a groove now. These three-pointers just falling at will here in the second half.
Yeah, I think the defense has got major headaches because this team's just not missing.
West picks him up. Bradley against West. Bradley passes to O'Neal. Garnett, right side. Just 5 on the clock. Passes it to Bradley. The Celtics need to get a shot off. You're right about the Mavs there, Clark. 22-8 against the East last year. Steve, some good numbers.
On a surprising note, they swept some of the bigger fish over in the Eastern Conference. 2 wins each versus Boston. In Miami, oddly enough, they struggled against Milwaukee, like playing down to your competition.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal only played in 26 regular season games for the Celtics last year, and it makes you wonder, you know, how much does he have left, because he certainly has had some knee trouble recently.
Goes up from the top of the key. Gets it to go. Bradley's got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's West. 16 points for him. Outside Terry. Gets the bucket.
This team just looking to run at every opportunity.
Circles around them is what they're doing. I mean, pushing the tempo and really enjoying an advantage there.
West against Bradley. Inside. Allen. Back to Bradley. Lets it go with hits it.
That's a crucial 3, Cavs. They've cut it close going into the 4th. They've still got a chance.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, the points have really come in bunches for him so far, and not really a surprise because you know exactly what he can do.
Well, he's been in the groove all game long, Steve, and not too many hiccups in regards to his shooting, but we also have come to expect this from him, so we're not surprised by it.
Mavericks lead by 2. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has a report for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, today's spark of the game, Delonte West. He's played a big role for them today as he's been everything you could hope for in a sixth man. You have to think they'll look his way down the stretch, guys.
Great, Doris. Thanks. He has been a true catalyst, Clark, off the bench.
Boy, I tell you what, man, he gave them something they've been lacking. I mean, it basically changed their attitude and their disposition out there. I mean, he had that kind of impact.
And that's something you don't always see, guys. I mean, a player coming in off the bench and assuming a leadership role, that was impressive.
Clark, you mentioned J.O. He can still contribute, but he has to remain healthy, which, Steve, has been a problem for him.
Well, 15 years in the league, and it's taken its toll on Jermaine O'Neal, but we did see him after missing most of the regular season for Boston last year. We saw him be a major force in that New York series in the first round for the Celtics.
A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the floor for Dallas, Stevenson out there with Peja Stojakovic. And there's Terry. Then there's Delonte West. And it's Haywood in at the center. And here are the Celtics now. Following Jason Terry's three. Pierce gets to O'Neal. Gets it to go.
Takes the hit, still finds a way to get it to go.
Excellent concentration right there, partner. He's got a free throw coming up, too. You know, guys, I think the Celtics actually came into the playoffs last season with a little less swagger than usual. I mean, losing Kendrick Perkins in the trade seemed to shake them up a little bit. And with Shaq really unable to contribute due to injuries, a team used to being big inside perhaps felt a little smaller.
Here's Rondo after the Mavericks pick up three. Here's Pierce. That's good on the assist by Rondo. Pierce has got 11 points here in just the second half. The Mavericks leading. Like you set the table there well with the Celtics and their injuries. That did play a role in the postseason, not just in the front court. The dislocated elbow of Rajon Rondo also factored in. Steve, that was a huge hit for that team.
Yeah, I was amazed that he was able to return in that game and continue to play the rest of the series. But it did limit him. And with Rondo slowed down, the Celtics had a tough time scoring. In fact, Miami really played him and Boston kind of 5-on-4. They didn't honor his offense, and it really cost Boston.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Guys, you look back at all the teams that have won the championship, and a lot of them have had X-factor guys, somebody who is an edge. And I think you could point to a number of guys for the Mavs, but how about Deshaun Stevenson? He came up with some big shot making for the Mavs in their championship run.
The Mavericks making a switch here. Lamar Odom is checked in for Haywood. Nowitzki comes in for Peja Stojakovic. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Jason Terry. Jason Kidd is subbed in for Delonte West. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. His message, I know we can win this. As long as we're productive in our final possessions and we give everything we have on the defensive end, I guarantee this will go our way.
Boston trail. Pierce for three, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
Going back to Deshaun Stevenson, I think he brought an edge and a nastiness to that Mavs team that they have been lacking in recent years. And along with guys like Tyson Chandler and Sean Marion, Stevenson gave them the defensive versatility that helped turn that team into a more well-rounded club. That's one of the reasons they were able to finally get that championship. Nice defense, poking that one out of bounds.
You know, just a nanosecond quicker, and they would have been going the other way.
Allen for the three. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. 21 points for Allen. The three. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist by Odom.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the clutch.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
He wants to make a few adjustments out there, and he's running through those with his team right now.
Jermaine O'Neal checked in for Troy Murphy. The switcher now also for Dallas. Sean Marion is checked in for Deshaun Stevenson. Here's Garnett. They've got to push it. Taken away by Kidd. For the finish. And the jam by Jason Kidd. A replay here. The Sprite Slam Cam showing us how it's done. Here is Rondo. There's a minute 47 left in the game. Over Kidd. Nice shot by Rondo.
What a great game. This looks like it's going to go right down to the wire.
Well, you talk about what happens in close games. Mistakes are magnified. Both teams have to be very careful down the stretch here.
Here's Kidd. Shoots from the elbow. And Dallas again with the bucket.
I tell you what, I can't argue with the result, but a little unnecessary to go to the off-balance shot there.
Rondo kicks to Pierce. With the shot. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Pierce has got 9 points in the quarter.
You know, this has been his quarter here. Still hasn't missed the mark yet.
Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Well, let's just hope it's a bump or a bruise and that he's back out on the floor soon.
You know, Steve, just one of those things. It does happen in the course of battle. We'll see.
Out of bounds. And they retain possession. Here's Terry. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Ray Allen puts one up.
It's been a nice game for Terry. 9 points, and he's giving them a spark from outside with 3 3-pointers.
Well, you got to have that floor spacing. He is capable of knocking down that shot. That's exactly what he's doing today.
Celtics trail by 3. Garnett left side. Defended by Nowitzki. With the fadeaway. Buries it. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Nowitzki, what an offensive force he can be.
There's 53 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Rondo kicks to Allen. Jacks up a 3. Connects. A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
Boy, coming through with the game in the balance.
Yep, a game-changing clutch bucket there.
Carter dishes to Nowitzki. From downtown. Knocks down the 3.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth each side. Dropping in points every chance they get.
The Mavericks making a switch here. Marion's checked in. Here's Pierce. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And it's Carter picking him up. Outside Rondo. 6 on the shot clock. It falls! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
See very few mistakes from him at that end of the floor.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
I know you have to foul, but you don't want to hit a good foul shooter like that.
Yeah, you'd much rather have somebody else get to the line than this guy. He's an excellent free throw shooter.
Gets them both, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Big free throws, Kevin. Now they'll need a 3 to just stay alive.
Allen for 3. Count it! And oh, that was an enormous 3-pointer.
What a fantastic performance from long range.
Well, that's been his territory all game, Steve.
Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime.
Tremendous output from Allen. He's got 27 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is raining down the threes, guys. You know how much I love to see this.
Back here in just a moment here in Boston. Start of overtime just upon us as they get ready for the jump ball. Lamar Odom is checked in for Jason Terry. Now here's Garnett, all fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Celtics. Pierce and KG at the 3 and the 4. Rondo and Allen make up the backcourt, and it's O'Neal in at the 5, roaming the paint. And that one's good by Pierce.
Well, he's smart. He's getting good shots, and he's knocking them down.
For 3, Kidd, good. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
What a game. This lead continues to go back and forth.
No question about it. This has been a competitive game.
Taken away by Kidd. The finish. The big dunk at the end of the break.
That's how it works. Your defense feeds into the offense.
Yeah, you know, excellent work, I thought. Solid work on both ends in that particular sequence.
It's tipped. Stolen by Carter.
Well, as a coach, that kind of turnover just drives you nuts.
And that's because it should never happen, Steve. I mean, it just shouldn't.
In deep. Nowitzki drops it in. Nowitzki's got 36.
Another turnover and another hoop the other way.
You know, a lot of the points they've given up, guys, has been the result of turnovers, and when you turn it over, there's no way to set your defense. Better offense will lead to better defense because you do have a chance to get set.
Now here's Rondo. Allen outside to halt the run. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. 30 points for Allen.
Fellas, they are heating up from outside now.
Yep, of their last 5 hoops, 3 of them have come from long range.
That'll be a 5-second call.
You cannot afford to make mistakes like that here in a tight game.
Here is Rondo. He's picked up by Kidd. Allen right side. Back to Rondo. Moving it around nicely. O'Neal. From down in the low post, it goes. And it's now all evened up at 111. Nowitzki for 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
Boy, what's gotten into him? He's just rolling right now.
Well, sometimes it just happens that way. All of a sudden, everything starts clicking.
Rondo with it. He's picked up by Kidd. It's Pierce on the wing, guarded by Marion. Rondo, but he stays with it. And there are the Celtics with another basket. Here's Odom. 1:02 left in the first overtime. He's picked up by O'Neal. Kicks the Kidd. Easy shot. Money!
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
It's Pierce on the wing, guarded by Marion. Here's Garnett. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
You know, I think that's probably a smart move.
I think so too. Kidd, he's covered by Rondo. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 4. 26 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. Jason Terry, he's checked in for Dallas. Here's Pierce. The dish to Allen. Rondo on top. High post shot. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
He's just so clutch. Here's a guy you want on your side with the game on the line, Kevin.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Now they're just trying to stretch this game out, so good foul there. Stop the clock.
Yeah, good solid foul because with the scoring time as it is, that's really their only option.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. 2 for 2, and it's a 4-point ballgame.
With that trip to the line, he just made it a 2-possession game, Kevin.
Tries it from the top of the key. It's good! Knocked loose. Here's Terry. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Sinks the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. He's off that time. Second free throw missing.
They need to get a 3 here to stay alive.
To tie. Misses the shot. So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. Clark, what a game.
Yeah, they kept their cool, stayed with the game plan, and that's why they came out on top.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.